It's a big day for the TVS Supply Chain Solutions company, as the company has announced its IPO that will open on August 10. But today we get to know the details about this initial public offering. I'm joined by company's management. Thank you so much for joining us, gentlemen. I'd like to start by asking, we saw that there was initially a delay. We had been expecting this IPO for quite a few months now. If you could take us through the journey and also key factors that have influenced this decision.
Let me take that. So if you see, the issue size is about 750 crores, out of which 150 we have raised in the pre-IPO. And that leaves us about 600 crores of primary that we plan to raise in this IPO. And about 1.43 crore shares that are being offered in the OFS. And that size should totally be about 880 crores. The company itself is a large Indian multinational company. We are focused around multiple geographies. We work in the US, in UK, in Europe, India, Pan-Asia networks. Our customers are our strength. We have over 72 Fortune 500 customers as of FY23. And that's growing every year from 54 in FY21 to where we are today. And what the IPO really does is provide us that headroom for us to grow. And secondly, it gives us the ability to engage with these large customers because they typically look for transparency in finance and governance, which the IPO as a vehicle will offer the company.
Speaking about the potential of the IPO, will the proceeds of the IPO be diverted towards the debt repayment, or are there any other plans?
I think the primary purpose is that we want to retire the long-term debts. Once we do that, we would be left only with the working capital debt, which is probably business as usual. And that gives us that headroom for us to grow. And like I said, we really, in the markets that we operate in, we believe that that debt reduction will help us significantly.
We also saw a cut in the OFS. Was there any reason for that?
Today, about 1.43 crore shares are being offered in the OFS, and there's only one real, I would say, a PE player who's selling, which is the Tata Capital, who are selling about 60% of their holding, and the rest are going to be employees and others. So this is the makeup of the OFS, and two things contribute. One is the size of the IPO. The second is the fact that we were able to raise capital just before the IPO, about 400 plus crores, and thereby it helped us in managing the overall fund for the company.
Sure. Speaking of the headroom that you mentioned that will come from the IPO proceeds, what is the strategy that's at play, or what are the priorities that you're currently looking at serving?
So, I mean, if you look at the focus of this company in the past, it has been to make sure that we get the adequate capabilities from the developed markets and deploy them in the developing markets. And I would call it the 3C approach, which is the customer, capability, and the country. So for us, the customer, as Ravi already mentioned, we have now 72 Fortune 500 customers. And the capability which we have from the developed markets, we deploy for these customers and others. And that's the focus. And if you look at the past, I think we have managed to work with these customers and develop them, and that's what is the core of this, the DNA of the company, if I can say that.
Sure. Recently, there was a deal with Centrica PLC of United Kingdom. What's the information that you are about to give us here? Because it was an undisclosed sum, but is there anything more that you'd like to add?
Unfortunately, we can't quite disclose the sum, given client confidentiality. But it is really about using technology and our capability, that is the competency that Dinesh spoke about, in being a supply chain transformation partner to the customer. And this is a multi-year deal. It's a 7-year plus deal which we have signed. And this is very reflective about the company itself. The ability for us to now scale our business and win the kind of contracts that we are talking about. And second is for us to compete in the global marketplace with the big majors. And that's really something which we are very proud of as a team. And we're very excited about the win and the opportunity.
And if I can say that further establishes what I think we are, that is as the Indian multinational. And I think that win further reflects that story, if I can say that.
Supply chain was one sector that had taken a major hit during COVID, and even after that, we see a lot of companies struggling to come back. So, how do you have managed to chart the path and also be a market leader in that?
I think the supply chain crisis, we look at it as every crisis is an opportunity. And if you look at our business, especially post-COVID, it showed a significant increase, and that reflects in many ways the trust and the partnership approach with our customers. If you look at our portfolio, it is cutting across multiple sectors, be it industrial, automotive, tech, retail, energy, utilities, healthcare. So when you look at that kind of a diversity in portfolio, it helped us manage these situations in a much better way and thereby providing growth. Second is the diversity in the geography mix. That is, we are present in multiple geographies. Therefore, it worked very well when it came to overall building on that growth. Ultimately, I think it is our solution capability and our flexibility. And I always say being agile and nimble really helps working with customers, especially at a time when responsiveness becomes very critical.
And if I can add to that, I think not only was the crisis an opportunity, but it also made the focus on supply chain as a core for every business to be looked at. And I think in the context of India and other developing markets, the supply chain becoming integral to, I would call it the solutions which they develop, has presented an opportunity in the last 2-3 years, which is what has helped us grow.
Thank you so much. It was lovely talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.